Hey, what's going on? What's good, everyone? This is 15 minutes a game. Javon, Steve, and Julian here talking some NBA tonight. So we are heading towards literally the home stretch of the season. I think there's maybe 9 or 10 games left, and we're going to see obviously who's going to make the playoffs, who's in the playing games, and kind of how everything's going to shake out over the last couple of weeks here. So definitely excited to make our way. We all love NBA playoffs, a lot of drama, great storylines. So got a couple of topics to discuss here with you guys. So we have the final stretch here for MVP. Who is it? Who's your guy?
Steve, you got it.
I got two guys. I've got Joker, who I've kind of had from the beginning, especially once LeBron got hurt. He's got the Nuggets in the third seed, 8-1 since Jamal Murray went out. His stats are bananas: 26 points, 11 boards, almost 9 assists, and 1.5 steals a game. And then I got CP3. You brought him up a while back when we actually talked about, I think it was maybe like mid-season MVPs. And
They laughed at me. They said I was crazy.
Not us.
I didn't laugh.
At that time, like Phoenix was maybe like a 5 or 6 seed. Right now, they're a half a game out of the number 1 seed overall, and they're tied with Utah. CP3 is 36 years old, 16 points a game, almost 5 boards, 9 assists almost, and 1.5 steals. They're 6-2 when he scores 28 or more, and they're 24-9 against 500 teams, which is something that our Lakers are not. So it's not so much his stats, but man, it's apparent that this guy's leadership to bring a team the Phoenix Suns have not been in the playoffs since 2010. Devin Booker was 13 years old. I know he won't win it, but as much as I love Joker, if I had a vote, I would pick CP3, because to have them as like tied for first in the West and a half a game out from the 1 seed overall, that's such a big deal.
I agree. Well, I'm going to have to agree with you on those 2 picks. I'm going to give my CP3. I'm going to jump on the train that Javon created a few months ago, as you stated, Steve. CP3 is just a winner. He's proven it to me last year in OKC after this dysfunctional year with James Harden. You thought Chris Paul was a cancer. He was a problem. But no, like, he was the leader trying to get everyone together, got OKC together, and now got Phoenix in the playoffs. Number 1 seed, basically. They smacked on Utah a few days ago. So he's just showing his leadership, giving that team confidence and delivering in the clutch time with clutch points. He's probably leading the league with clutch points. But my favorite is Joker. The man has just been there the whole season, hasn't missed a game. As we know today in the NBA, guys like to take load management, get to rest. We see tanking, but Joker is just always there, always delivering, always helping his team. Got the Nuggets 3rd in the West in a tough conference. So I'll go with Nikola, giving him that MVP this year. And it'd be like the first time like a big has won MVP in over 10, 15 years. So make that happen, Adam Silver.
Yeah, those are great points. I want to go with Jokic, but I'm just going to play devil's advocate here because I got to show some love to Joel Embiid of the Philly Sixers. They are looking at the standings now, 2nd overall. Now, I do agree with the point that, the best player on the best team is typically should be the MVP because they have the best record. But I think this stat is pretty cool when it comes to making the case for Embiid, is that the Sixers are 21-4 when he's in the starting lineup. So they've only lost 4 times the whole season when he's played with the starters of Tobias, Danny Green, Seth, and Ben Simmons. So when they have their full team, they really don't lose. So I'm going to go with Joel. He's a character too. I just love his flavor. The dude he brings some different attitude to the game, and I think a lot of that's kind of missing, and it's fun to see. He's really fun to watch, so I'll show some love his way, but can't deny that like Jokic and CP3 are balling out of control too. So those guys are winners for sure. You guys want to get a couple more points on the MVP race?
Yeah, I couldn't pick MB just because he's only played in 44 games. That was a big deal to me.
I hear you.
But yeah,
Yeah, durability.
I put him in top 3. Just he's almost averaging 30, and that stat that you said 21 and 4 is very impressive. So
Yeah,
missing games part, he's been missing a lot lately.
he has. Your best ability is availability. So when he's out there, we'll see what they can do and make a run in the playoffs. So let's talk Lakers. This is Steve's chance to roast the Lakers on our show. So what happened against the Kings? What was that? We come in 12-point favorites at home. LeBron's first game back.
Yeah, they've got this mentality, especially when LeBron is playing, that they can just, it's just Kings are terrible. We're going to roll them over. Even with that last shot, down 2 with 9 seconds left, and they foul with 5 seconds left. LeBron with this, this fadeaway step back 3. Like, bro, go to the rack, dude. Nobody can stop you. And if they do stop you, so be it. But it's like you're probably going to get fouled, or you're probably going to hit the game-tying layup. But I felt like he wanted to be the hero. And look, there's just so many Laker apologists, man, and it drives me nuts. All I've been hearing, and from people here, my boys, it's like, yeah, if they got a full squad, they're going to be fine. They had a full squad and they lost to the Sacramento Kings. They lost 2 games to them this season. And all I hear about is injuries this and injuries that. I just gave you the stat on Joker without Jamal Murray. They're 8-1, You know who makes excuses? My 4th grade boys. My back hurts, my arm hurts. That team is better. And that's what I feel. It's like, that's what I feel from Laker fans. It's like, I have no confidence that they might end up in the play-in tournament. So, and that there's no guarantee. They probably play Memphis. Yeah, they'll probably get out of it. But yeah, I don't feel good about them. In the last 9 games, not counting tonight, 6 of the 9 games are against above 500 teams. They're lucky that the last 3 games are against awful sub 500 teams. So that's my little rant. We got 7 minutes left. I don't want to eat the whole show up. Julian, go for it.
I appreciate that passionate rant because it has a lot of truth in it. But I'm going to say I'm not panicked just because of the new acquisitions that just got there, such as Andre Drummond, Ben McLemore. And I know people say, like, once we have a full squad, we'll be dominant, running on teams. And that Sacramento Kings was a bad loss, especially after Sacramento getting blown by 50 plus to Dallas a few nights before. So their confidence was low to the ground. So that was a bad loss. But I just feel like the Lakers, they just need to develop that rhythm. Because as we saw to start the season, they were 21-6 or 21-7 before AD went down. Then LeBron went down. Then here comes the turmoil of injuries. So it's just finding that rhythm, getting that confidence again. As like tonight, Dennis Schroeder is out. So just getting everyone healthy, getting that flow back, and getting that gel, because it's all on the offensive end. The Lakers could lock a team down the defensive end, and they've been doing that without AD and LeBron, keeping the rating low. They're 2nd in defensive rating and allowing 106 points. So I'm still a hopeful guy just because I know I feel like it's all rhythm for them.
Well, if we get to the play-in game, anything can happen in one game. So I know you, Steve, you're confident they can make it out, but just slip into that would just put enormous pressure on a team that obviously came in as like the clear-cut favorite to win it. So I think there's a lot of pressure. I think that we still don't know. I think I said on the other shows, Frank Vogel and his lineups. I don't know what he's going to do with the minutes and how to figure out how to space the floor as well as, get both of the bigs in the game. So I'm with you, Julian, man. It's all on the offensive end. Like, yeah, for sure. The Lakers can step up and, we have the ability to get stops. And obviously that'll lead to easy buckets on the offensive end. But, we play these better teams, like teams that can actually execute and hit threes, like the Jazz and the Suns have shooters. I'm not too worried about the Clippers just because I feel like they don't match up as well with us, but I think Utah and Phoenix are definitely going to be our two biggest challenges. So I'm definitely I would say I have like a mid-level panic meter right now. Not totally red flashing, but like a light orange.
Well, let me we got a few minutes left. Let me pose this. So Dallas lost actually, ironically, to the Sacramento Kings. So Dallas fell down to the 7 seed. Portland is a 6 seed. The Lakers are currently playing while we're shooting. So technically they're the 5th. I know, Javon, you just said you're not worried about the Clippers really, but that would be their first round matchup. That doesn't scare you guys at all?
I'm gonna be real quick. Just the Clippers, they're battling injuries as well. Kawhi has claimed he's been playing on a sprained foot, so they're not fully healthy as well. Serge has been hurt. They need a gel. They look good, but it's like the gelling once everyone is there. And then I'm a Paul George fan, but we shall see in the playoffs right now. But
Yeah, he has yet to show that he's a playoff performer. Okay, so this was one of the questions. I didn't prep you guys, so sorry if I'm just kind of going off the rails here, but I mentioned it last week after the show. Is that, do you think this is LeBron's most just purely talented team he's ever played on? Roster wise, like roster construction, do you think this is his most talented team ever?
It's hard to go against that Chris Bosh D Wade team. I can't honestly off the top of my head remember all the guys, but man, I remember, one when he did that stupid show about where he was going. That's the one time I didn't really like him. And then I just feel like they were just waxing teams night in and night out. So I'm not sure. I don't have a good answer for you. What do you think, Jules? We got like 2 minutes left.
I'll go with that Miami Heat team with Bosh, Wade, Ray Allen. He had James Posey, even though he was a shooter, Mike Miller. So I like the Heat. And then obviously like Kyrie and Kevin Love was another nice duo that he had. He's just missing that one star in for the Lakers besides AD, I believe, to complete that.
Those Heat teams are sick.
They were.
Were you gonna say something, Steve?
I was gonna say AD, honestly, man. I know he stepped up for us last season, but he's kind of like Embiid, dude. He misses a lot of games, man. I text a couple of my other buddies. I feel like I'm not talking about legit major injuries, but these NBA dudes, they miss so many games, man.
A little nagging.
I feel like way more than NFL game players, and I know, the game's more grueling than baseball, but man, it just seems like somebody's out all the time. Not just on the Lakers, just all these squads.
You're definitely right.
Real quick, I go back and forth between those Miami teams and this LA team, because if you look, like, just beyond like AD and Drummond, I don't know if he's Chris Bosh good, but like I feel like AD and Wade kind of cancel each other out. They're even. Okay. Wade's probably better overall long term, but like just the bench on this team, I feel like just has a lot of talent, man. So if we don't do it this year, I would just feel like this would be a really bad way to lose with the team that I think's put together really well by the front office.
Mm-hmm. Wasteful year. Wasteful.
Yeah.
Season.
We'll see though. I'm optimistic, man. We got to send the Lakers good vibes. So if you like the show, please go ahead and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. We really appreciate that. You can also check us out on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. So it's all there for you. Thanks for listening, everyone. And we'll check you next time.